So, as I've shared before, if I get too much nicotine, I get all kinds of side effects. And I love nicotine, but I love the smoking more. I mean, if I could smoke all day with no nicotine and get the same love, that would be fine with me. And so I'm studying around, and here I got this Mullein, it's called Mullein, or Mullen, and there's good reports on it for being a non-nicotine smoke. Very mild and actually anti-inflammatory, which is always good. Huh? So what I'm doing is this. Here's the fourth generation morning blend. Not much, because of the size of the Mullein leaves. I need something in the bottom that'll act as a screen. On someone's advice, I sprayed this with bourbon, Mullein bourbon, by the way. Yeah, just a bit. I laid it out, one spritz, because it is very dry. It shows up very dry, and it's just going to crumble, and it's going to smoke too fast. So we'll see how we're doing here. I'm going to start with half a pipe too. I never had this stuff before. So, did you see that? $36.90 a pound. This jar costs $2.21 total. Yeah, it's just moist from that bourbon. Oh, it smells so good. Mullein. Well, let's see how much we do fill it. Whatever. This is so cheap. I could have bought the whole thing for less than, and it was less than a pound. It was a big thing for less than a pound. So, not a big investment. So, a bed of tobacco as a filter, really, as a screen. For those of you who do the herb, you know what I mean. I haven't done it for years. Don't want to do it. But, hey, there you go. To each his own on that. I've found that it dissipates my spirituality. And I have taken it for pain, and I get a little side effect with that too, an unpleasant side effect. So I just left that all behind. So here's the Mullein, some fourth generation morning blend in the bottom as a screen. And here we go, firing up. Oh yeah, and I did spritz it with the bourbon, didn't I? So you're not that deep. Enough though. It's definitely not tobacco. It's different. It's going to take some getting used to. But there's no nicotine. When I smoke too much nicotine, I get a stiff neck. I get this horrible headache. I can't see straight. My back goes out, and I lose all strength. I just have a general malaise if I smoked it every day, for instance. We're trying to get it down to Sundays with my son. So I'm looking for this alternative. This Mullein, Mullein, or Mullen. A little bit strong on the rehill. I probably took too much in. I drew too much in. Really, so I'm thinking tobacco. This is not tobacco at all. It's another herb. Tobacco's a healing herb. This is another healing herb. Anti-inflammatory and a mild. They don't want to use the term narcotic effect, but it's supposed to have a mild narcotic effect. It'll calm you down, that's what they say. But I use the term narcotic effect because if it calms me down, that's a narcotic effect, isn't it? Narcosis. So I'm going to study these herbs a little bit more. This isn't bad. I can tolerate this. I smoke because I love smoking. I'm not addicted to it. I stopped, when I realized I was getting sick, and I just stopped for like a week. It doesn't matter to me. So the other thing I'm going to look into is the tobacco that has no nicotine. I haven't started that search yet. I'm going to find one, and I'll do a video on that too. So here's what I think. I can get used to it. I don't know what terms to use. It's more like when you're doing all that herbs, it's more like when you're doing all those herbs and you're making spaghetti gravy. Do not call it sauce, people, or my mother-in-law will come down from heaven and smack you. My half Italian, half Scottish mother-in-law, whose mother, full-blooded Italian mother, taught her how to cook, taught my wife how to cook. Grandmom taught my wife how to cook. And Jeannie taught me how to cook and gave me the secret recipe. So just when you come over and you have any spaghetti with us, and which is also called, they don't call it spaghetti, they call it macaronis. You have spaghetti macaronis, you have rigatoni macaronis. Okay, this is South Philadelphia. What a great place. And part of me is waiting for a nicotine hit. There's none. None at all. Good. As you know, and I've oft repeated, my first pipe was a corncob pipe I made out in the field with my little penknife from my daddy. And my first tobacco was corn silk, darkened corn silk. Yeah, see, that was too strong, too much. Just a little bit less. This is something I have to learn how to smoke. I have the basics of smoking, though. Now, they say if you inhale this, it'll help your lungs out. Now, I don't know how. I'm not going to look too much into that because I don't inhale. But I know that my buddy Pete on the Navajo reservation, he used to take pinyon pine pitch. They'd scrape the bark off, and if you're in that area of the world, the Southwest, you'll see this. They scrape the bark off, and it bleeds the pitch from the pinyon pine, and they would take it and they would put that on their chest, and they go inside the sweat lodge, and if they had a bad cold or if they had pneumonia, something like that. Hey, I have an idea. So, nothing to say that this stuff doesn't work on your lungs. But what I know is, if you smoke a lot of anything and inhale, you're going to get emphysema. You're going to get cancer from this because you know why? Because there's none of that radioactive fertilizer that they use on commercial tobacco that's in this. It's organic. And if you can, you buy organic. That was perfect. Oh, what a bouquet. You ever come up on what is it, blueberries? You ever come up on blueberries up on the mountain? Pennsylvania and Virginia? That's what it tastes like. When you come up there, you can smell them like right about now, right when they're getting ready to dry up and drop off. They're just so juicy and ripe. Yeah, I could get used to this. I think this is going to be my regular smoke. I'm going to try some of the other recommended herbs. So look up Mullein, Mullein. I'll post a picture at the end, and you'll see what the weed is. We've all seen it. It's very common. Grows everywhere. Grew back east where it's real moist. I've seen it out here. I've seen it in the desert. Seen it in the high country. Seen it in the low country. Now I suspect I got down to the morning blend. Maybe not though. Unless this is a mix going on. Yeah, blueberries. Blueberries. Distinctive blueberries. My goodness. I'm smoking blueberries. So one last thing, folks. I went for my colonoscopy today, and boy, I'll tell you, that stuff you got to drink. It's really a pain in the butt, literally. Uh, I get that done. What spurred me to get my first one was my buddy Eric died of colon cancer like at the age of 55. I mean, people don't even get checked till 60 usually. Well, I was 55 too. When I heard that news, I went right out and got it, and I've been doing them ever since. Very easy. Every 5 or 10 years, whatever you got to do it. When my wife went, they found a little bit of precancer. Took it out. Done. She walked out of there same day. She didn't go in the hospital and die from colon cancer. So go get your colonoscopy, folks. If you're eligible for it, go get it. Don't be scared of that stuff. It's very unpleasant, but so is dying of colon cancer. It's even more unpleasant, isn't it? So that's why, instead of bourbon tonight, drinking tea. If I drank bourbon tonight, I would be slobbering because of that. Whatever they get, propofol, I think it is. Whatever they shoot in you. I told them I was gonna wait that out and I was going to defeat it. And I got about to, I'm going to defeat it, and then I passed out, and then I woke up 2 seconds later and the procedure's done. It's fun to try to fight it though, but there's no fighting it. It's a very, after it's done, everything's cool. Because they did nothing on the inside, they didn't have to snip anything or that type of thing. I could have gone out and got a hoagie if I wanted. I just came home and had a breakfast burrito afterwards. So if you're that age, go get it checked. Don't be afraid of the doctor. Oh, I'm afraid of what they'll find. You should be afraid of it not being found. Because if they find it, they can treat it. If they never find it, it could kill you. Colonoscopy, folks. It's simple. It's gross. I had, you know what chucks are? They use them in the nursing home. I have a whole mess of them. I was sitting on them on the couch all night long. I'm dozing off. I am so tired today. I must have got all of like a half an hour of sleep at a time all night long. I did, it added up. I got a couple hours at the end there. Oh, another hard one. Woo, right there. Still a hand of blueberries, but right in the middle, it was just like a bouquet of. We used to get them in the Poconos. We used to know a blueberry patch, go camping, go up to that blueberry patch near Boulder Field, and you get near there, and you just knew you were real near because you could just smell it, and that's what this is. That blueberry patch in Poconos, the Boulder Field. My goodness, what memories smoking period brings back, doesn't it? I think, yeah, there it is, the blueberries. So I'm gonna sign off now. Maybe not. I'm still on the Mullein. Haven't tasted the morning blend yet. So I took the herb, took it out of the bag, spread it on my table. I do everything on. Put it about that thick. Took one spritz, right over top, and that was enough to give it some moisture. Now I'm wondering if the bourbon is working on this flavor too. It's only one spritz, but you don't need much, do you? Hey, it's one way of getting bourbon without having to drink it too. The benefits of pipes. God bless you all. Have a great night. This is the old guy signing off. And I'll put that picture up next.